Hello everyone, welcome to the pre-launch party for Household Volume 2.
Yeah.
We have, as always, me and Simone, and there's also Daniela celebrating the launch of Household with us. Today we are nervous, frightened, excited for this launch. And I can see there's already so many of you. There's more than 220 people on Backerkit following this live stream, and I don't know how many on YouTube. So thank you for joining us 1 hour before the launch of the new household campaign, and for helping us release a little bit of the tension before launch.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
I've never been so nervous for a campaign in my entire life.
Yeah, it's
we were talking about this right before um, starting the live stream, yeah, because as many of you know, so I don't know if everybody, since our audience is growing with each passing days, household is a very dear project to us. It's the most personal project we have. It's more or less the reason, without more or less probably, it's
It's
the
the
reason we
reason.
started doing this. Um, it's the reason we all came together as a team before and as a full-fledged company now. So yes, household is really part, a big part of our Two Little Mice family. So yes, it's a special, it's a very special campaign for us. Also because it's 5 years in the making. Everything you will see during this campaign and hopefully inside all the books are stories and ideas and and things and stuff that we talk about it a lot. I don't know how else to put it. There's a lot of talking about household between the three of us, and not just the three of us.
it's part of our life, of our families, of our existence on this planet, and we always got nervous when there's something going on with household. And I don't know, I know that the English speaking audience of household, you're familiar with this household probably. This is the household that household volume 1, the one that we founded with a campaign, I believe, 2 years ago.
2 years and something ago, 2 years and a half ago.
But what many of you don't know is that Household, the first edition of Household, came up in Italy in 2019. This is the first edition of Household, and so the Italian audience, i nostri amici italiani, have been waiting for Household Volume 2 since 2019. So it's been,
Since forever.
yeah, it's been a journey, and we can't believe that this is actually happening. At a certain point, uh, everyone started doubting that Household Volume 2 would exist, but here we are.
We are right now. We are making this happen
Hi Ren, hi
somehow.
Jay and Lucas and Yuri and Joy and Katerina, hi Harper, Chloe, Laura, Dominic, there's so many of you, Andrew, Claudia, hi. Will household will be shipped? Yes, if you backed Outgunned Adventure and your selected household, your household will be shipped together with Outgunned Adventure.
Yes.
So yeah, early next year. Um, so before we start talking about Household Volume 2, I wanted to show you the stuff from the original Household, because I don't know if all of you already own Household Volume 1. We also did during the past campaign this beautiful big box. For the first time, I remembered to actually empty the box because it's heavy as hell. So this is the box that contains all the books and the screen for Household Volume 1, and the one you can see in the mock-up, the green one, on my right.
Rico, maybe there's some issues with the volume. Couple of guys are. Can you hear us fine, or is just some of you that has some problem? Sorry, we have to wait the delay.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Volume good here.
Volume
Okay.
is good.
So
I can see the
probably that's fine. Okay.
should
Okay.
be fine here. I see we are on the yellow side of the.
Okay.
I will.
Sorry, guys. Just we
Okay.
want to make sure because it's
I
very
have-
complex to host this live. So for Rico, it's too many things to watch at once.
Yeah, but I have increased the volume a little bit, so should be a little better. Thank you guys for the feedback. And yes, we are doing another big box, the green box for Household Volume 2 with all the stuff inside. And also in this campaign, you will be able to get, just as an add-on, it's not part of the pledge level, but this other box, which is what we call the Household Hero box. And this is the complete collection of all the 30? Yeah,
30.
30, thank you.
30.
30 miniatures that we did during the first campaign. So we are not going to do new campaign for Household Volume 2. But if you missed the figures during the first campaign, here's your chance to grab them. They're very cute.
Yes, Marco, there will be the chance to buy all the old books in the upcoming campaign. Really upcoming because it's 50 minutes away. Tim, please don't. We don't talk about Volume 3 of House.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear the number 3 at least for several months
More
from
year.
now.
We'll,
Like a couple of years at least.
the funny thing is that if you know Household, if you played Household, the Household campaign, not only the pre-made campaign, but any Household campaign, moves in a span of 5 years. Because as you play Household, your character gets older, and the campaign basically lasts 5 years, should last 5 years. And so it's been 5 years since the release of Household Volume 1 in Italy, and the campaign in Household Volume 2 lasts 2 years, so at least 2 years. We will move in
real time.
yeah, in real time. Yes, that's the idea. No.
Important because you are playing the same character over the course of his and of their entire lifetime, so you have to grow a little bit older yourself to understand what they're going through. It's very important to keep this real life time span.
So we have
Ciao Fabrizio, un saluto a tutti gli italiani, anche in italiano, vedo essere tantissimi. Lo dico ad alta voce in italiano, giusto per sicurezza. Tutto quello che vedete nella campagna, è possibile comprare tutti i nuovi manuali, anche tutti i vecchi, sarà ovviamente disponibile sia in inglese che in italiano. Come al solito potete scegliere la lingua alla fine della campagna, durante il Pledge Manager, come siete abituati. Questo è scritto ovunque, ma giusto per chiarezza, visto che siete tanti che in genere non vedo in live, volevo essere chiaro. Grazie di seguirci, grazie.
What are we going to do? We have a little less than 50 minutes before the beginning of this live stream, of the crowdfunding campaign. As always, this live stream will end exactly when the campaign starts. What we're going to do, since we have Daniela here, I will talk a little bit about the Household Volume 2 art and the Art of Household, the art book that you can find in this campaign, since we don't always have Daniela here. Then we will take a look at all the different pledge levels. Probably you already know about that, but it doesn't, harm to repeat on the pledge level for the people who are joining us for the first time. And then we are going to see a preview of the first 2 stretch goals, which we already spoiled will be a new weapon and new vocations, and one of these vocations, which are basically household subclasses, one of these vocation will definitely take advantage of the new weapon that we will hopefully unlock. So um, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. So there's a question: how tall are the littling compared to the furniture? That's a tough question for household because things inside and outside the house are bound by the domain contract, what we call the domain contract. The domain contract is basically a magical force inside the house that since the disappearance of the master of the house, since there is no more human owners inside the house basically can change its size depending on the importance of a certain place. So, for example, they measured the table in the dining room, and the table is where the capital of the house is, Astravia. And they find out that the base of the table,
Yes.
like the things, the space that there is under the table is actually smaller than the table surface, because the table surface gets bigger somehow because it's more important than what's under the table. So you gotta be a little bit flexible. There's a little bit of magic going on, so you cannot really compare.
Or non-Euclidean space, if you like your magic science best. But yes, that's the reason. Every the more importance a place gets during the historical events of household, the bigger it can actually be.
Yes, but
And a little
still,
bit of wiggly wobbly space wise, because why not? Like TARDIS. That's a great example.
this is more or less how big a littling actually is. We always say that these are life-size figures, so approximately you are this big. You can see that she's holding a scissor that appears to be here much smaller than a regular scissor, and that's because if you see any littling holding an everyday object like scissors or keys or something, they are reproduction of fame. Some of them are holded in museum, like in Roosevelt. There is the first needle that inspired all the other
the fencing academy, the needle fencing academy.
Yeah. So these are all reproduction. They are not holding real life-sized, tools or
Scissors.
whatever. So, Art of Household.
It's actually a good name for who knows in the future. Mr. Gallifrey. Okay.
Let me see. Okay, in this campaign, you will find a book that is not actually a gaming supplement, but it's an art book, landscape-sized art book, that will be called The Art of Household. And this is a book that will be roughly 200 pages, and this book will feature the most beautiful art from Household Volume 1 and Household Volume 2, as well as some of the sketches, early concept, and maybe some of the unused art, because there's some stuff that we didn't use in the end in the book. So depending on the space that we have inside, this will feature also some unused art. Now, let me show you. We made the art book with only Household Volume 1 art in very limited quantities for an Italian convention, like 300 pieces. So we have an idea, we can show you an idea of how the landscape format will work for this book. So it will fit inside the box, and then you can open it and enjoy full-size art. That's so. That's the idea. So, I don't know if you, Daniela, want to talk us a little bit about the art book or the cover art, or
Uh, well, the cover was one tough choice because actually we have some other idea for the cover, but I think that, in my opinion, my favorite version of let's say my art is when a character is completely on his own without
Yeah.
a background. And while we were deciding what to use as a cover, we started to working on the axis of the
On the
deck,
ace.
axis
Can I
deck.
check?
And this was the Titania card. It's one of my favorite illustrations, so the choice was suddenly easy.
Yeah, it's usually when we start working on projects, on covers for projects, usually the art start as a cover art. Like you don't do a random piece and then say, ah, this is cool, we are going to use it as a cover. Usually you know this is going to be a cover, and so a cover art is usually takes a little bit more time, and there is usually a lot more study around it, because you want to convey everything at one glance, you know. So you have to ask yourself what's important about this project. Like, for example, when we and Daniela, of course Daniela does all the art, the real work, but when we started talking about the cover for the first for Household Volume 2, we knew that we wanted to show the house and the
Yeah.
garden. We knew that we wanted to be up rather than down, because the other covers were seen from the ground. Now we wanted to show
And we wanted to convey the season also. So there's a summer cover and a winter cover.
yeah, there's also that also was important to have two different seasons portrayed. It was also it was also very important to have one green cover, one extremely green cover to match the theme. And yes, you know, that was a lot of stuff going on. While when we did the art book, we were unsure. We discussed about a lot of things. What should it be? Should it be a new art, an existing
Yeah.
art? Should
It's
we
not
do?
easy because it's
Yeah.
have to convey all the household art. So um, and I think that Titania right now is pretty I don't know, representative of what we are going to see in House of Volume 2.
Yeah, but in the end, Titania won. No, just
Oh, that's one thing, yeah.
I believe that in the end, when you portrayed Titania with these branches of Dendronaos, it was so powerful.
Yeah, it was
Like-
a really hard character to draw because it was easy to make her to villainous, and we didn't want to show her as a villain because it's easy to read her in that way. But basically, Household is an historical story, and kind of none of the characters that are in the story and in
Yeah.
history are actually real villain. They just made their part.
Yeah, it depends on whose side you are on. So
Yeah.
it's of course Titania is an invader is leading an army against the house, basically. So Titania is easier since we come from the house, from Household Volume One. It's
Yeah.
easy to see Titania as the villain, but she will actually be a lot more than that, depending on whose side you are on.
And if you like
Yes.
the fairies, the house fairies,
Yeah.
not everybody likes them.
Yeah, it depends. There's mixed feelings about fairies. Um, but yeah, it was a very cool iconography overall, and ultimately we decided to do this cover dedicated to Titania, and also the idea to have a white and red book, something that is very different from both the purple of Household Volume 1 and the green of Household Volume 2, really made sense. We have a lot of questions.
Yes.
I don't know if you have some, Simone, if you followed the chat better than us.
That's really.
I don't want to lose
just
anything.
for remaining in term with Daniela. Jay asked, would it be interesting to know how Daniela's approach to household art has developed in the wake of other projects like Outgunned? Was it like coming back to something familiar, or did
Yeah.
it demand a new perspective?
Yes, well. How is it to work on Household?
I think that Household is the one project that is more looks more like my actual style. Outgun is really a little stylish. We choose a direction for Outgun and we follow that. Household has a passion project between the three of us, and so the original style that we keep is the one that was more close to the one I do for fun in my free time.
Because there is, I believe in the biggest change between Household and Outgunned, I believe it's always our relationship. I am in Two Little Mice, I am the art director, so I'm the one who commission the art and follow the art. I don't know how to put that. And I believe in Outgunned I have a little bit more control. I don't know, a little bit more the steering wheel on how a character should look, how the position of the character, because we are more in my side,
territory.
It's yeah, exactly. And we know better, me and Simone, how to move in the action team or adventure team than Daniela has. And Daniela, she's learning, she's watching a lot of the classic movies to prepare for Outgunned. And so there is a little bit more of striving to achieve the right look, while Daniela is struggling a little bit with the references in Outgunned, so because she's also a little younger than me and Simone, so she lacks a little bit of the references.
90s movie reference,
exactly.
And pulp adventure.
In Household, on the other end, it's always more of a battle between me and Daniela, because one being the
We
writer,
both have a strong idea of
yeah.
how Household should be.
Yeah, and how every character should be. And so it's always
we I don't know how to say it. It's a tangled test. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. It's a compromise between our two tastes, and I think it still is one of the best product that we have. I have to say that the hardest project we've done is still Broken Compass.
Yeah, Broken Compass was the hardest.
And it was the first time that I had to change style. I'm really glad I did it, because it really helps me to grow a lot as an artist. At the time it was really hard, but I think that also Broken Compass is one of our favorite child.
Yeah.
And
it was especially the process.
Yeah.
The process behind Broken Compass was kind of the what turned us from a hobby
Yeah.
to an actual job. That was the kind of change in our
And
mentality.
was the first time that we start to think about how the product should have looked. We wanted a diary. We wanted something
Yeah.
in leather, that seems like leather, and we wanted that the size of product that it wasn't that common at the time, and at the end, what we learn with Broken Compass have helped us grow for all the other our next projects.
Yeah, it's you the most, because I know that's an easy answer.
Me?
Yes. they are.
Speed.
Speed. Daniela
Was
never
great.
actually saw Speed, and she
I
was.
love it. There was a really nice love story. There was Keanu Reeves that was awesome, and it was a great movie. I really love it.
I believe Speed was the first movie where Daniela kind of got the idea of action movies like that.
Yes,
There's
what
Yeah.
the mood,
Also-
what our me and Rico's idea of an action movie actually is.
so yeah.
Also, the character of Johnny in Outgun is a lot. It's inspired by Keanu Reeves in that movie.
Yeah.
It's fabric, after all. There's a lot of questions from all the places about everything.
I don't know.
So
Someone
sorry, guys.
try to
Really
answer.
hard to keep track of everything. I want just to answer Andrea really fast, because maybe his question could help others. Andrea asked what should he took if he wants to actually start with household and he does not have much money to spend on it. So what you will find are a lot of pledge levels. Among those, there's a pledge level with just Household Volume 1, which is the core book of the of Household, and Household Volume 2 together. It's a very cool pledge if you want to start. And during the entire duration of this campaign, you will find on drive-thru a bundle with all the original Household PDF at a heavy discount. So it's a very good way to start somewhere and to build your way up here. If you are very interested in household, I personally think everyone you should at least do some sort of pledge. So you will be inside the pledge manager and you will have several months to upgrade if you like it, or to take just something, to add something, but at the same price you will find during the campaign. So it's very good to have at least some sort of pledge.
29 minutes to go. I will move to the pledge level using this queue.
Yes.
If any of you actually made a real question about the campaign, or something that you actually need an answer right now, please ask again, because it's crazy what's going on. And by the way, once again, thank you. There's so many of you. There's 250 people on.
Yes, as Upper say, if you don't know, you will find all the links in the campaign. There's a free quick start. If you never heard about Household, it's more than 100 pages long with everything you need to play, 6 pre-made characters, and I'm ready to play adventure. So plenty of ways to actually know the game, the system, and a little bit of the lore and the world of Household.
There is a question about the stretch pay, the pay over time.
Okay.
The pay over
I can
time
answer
option.
that.
In the end, we decided this morning that it will not be available, the pay over time option. So I will go very briefly in why we decided that, but I will start by saying that if you don't have enough money right now, but you still want everything from the campaign, you want the stretch goal, you can make any kind of pledge right now, any pledge that you can find, and you will be able to upgrade your pledge during the pledge manager at any time in the next year. And by doing that, you will keep all the stretch goal and you will keep your Backerkit price, your crowdfunding price. So you are not paying a higher fee like in the late pledges. So that would be the best that it seems. There is two
There are
huge.
basically two main issues
Yeah.
with pay over time on Backerkit. We are, you know us, we are very bluntly about everything. Problem number one, if you choose pay over time on Backerkit, it's non-refundable. Everything you did in the I don't remember, 3 or 4 payments, it's non-refundable, and it's not. We do not agree with that. We offer partial refund after the campaign is over, so it could have been a problem. And also because with pay over time on Backerkit, you won't be able to access your survey in the pledge manager until you pay everything in full, meaning there will be 3 to 4 months in which you cannot receive the PDF, even if we started sending them to the bakers, not even the original one, because you will not actually insert it into the pledge manager.
So for example,
so
if you
we decided to use a more little approach in this case.
If you do like the household zero pledge, which is the highest pledge level, and you have everything old and new, you will receive the old PDF right away, right after the end of the campaign. Well, if you do a pay over time, you will not receive then until 4 months, and that's also not ideal for a campaign that it's a second book. That's an expansion basically. So there's going to be many people who actually wants the first book. That's the two reason why we decide to avoid pay over time in this specific campaign. Moving to and if there is any other question, please feel free to ask, and I will move to the actual pledge levels because we are running a little bit out of time. So first pledge, the guest. Guest is everything new in PDF, because as Simone said, if you want everything old in PDF, you can take it right now on drive-thru. There is a is it already active, the bundle,
Simone? No, I just need to push the button. Whatever you want, Rico.
Why? Go. Activate.
Push the button.
So there will be a bundle for Household Volume 1, the full bundle at a discounted price, so you can go to drive-thru. And actually, for the next week, there is also, I believe, an even more convenient bundle, as a humble bundle going on. So yes, find the link in our Discord server, or just look for the humble bundle of Household. So yes. So
it's bundled. On drive-thru and on the bundle, you will find heavily discount all the original Household PDFs.
This is for all the new stuff, meaning Household Volume 2, everything about the garden, a saga of the long winter, so our usual pre-made campaign, pre-made characters, and the pre-made adventures, and the all-new art of Household, featuring all the art from Household Volume 1 and Volume 2. Moving on, Littling pledge. Littling is your basic pledge if you already have Household Volume 1. So if you already own this little book here, this is everything you need to play. This is the rules of the game. If you own this, you can take the Littling pledge, and the Littling pledge is the new Household Volume 2 book and the 3 PDFs of everything new. Please, Simone, let me know if there are any questions, because
a moment, I ask a couple of questions. Yes, Lucas, if you gradually upgrade your pledge, the money you already paid, of course, goes towards the new pledge. You only pay the difference, because if you choose the Littling pledge, for example, it's 60 euros, and then during the pledge manager in 4 months from now, you decide to upgrade to a higher pledge level, those 60 euros will just be there. So you just have to pay the difference. Not a problem. Sorry for the money thing. I just want to be extremely sure everything it's fine, but so we are on the same page. Go, Rico, sorry.
And of course, the Littling pledge is it goes for 60 euros, and the guest pledge, it was 25. Moving on, we have the Outsider. This is all the new stuff in physical format, all the playable books, all the gaming books, meaning that there is no art book, there's no physical art book. You can still add the art book as an add-on. Everything you can see is also available as add-on. Everything you see in any pledge, it's also available as an add-on. So this is Household Volume 2, the garden, all the new character options. There's new chapters, that's basically new levels. You can move your characters to a higher level. We got travel rules, camp rules. We've got the stories that goes on, colossal beasts, bigger than huge beasts,
Yes.
and things like that. And a saga of the long winter, 24 pre-made characters.
Yes, Chloe. There will be 24 characters in the Saga of the Law. It was one of the answers, but I know
Okay,
you will get
one
to
of
it.
And we have, I believe, 11 or 10 of these characters are from the saga of the Fragile Piece, so you already known them and they will move on in the story, and other 12 or 13 of them will be all new character, and some of them we will present, we will introduce them to you during this campaign. Moving on from the Outsider, the Outsider is 110. And then we have the Historian. The Historian, on the other hand, is the two main books. So if you don't own the core book, this is Volume 1, the core book, and Volume 2, the household, the garden, expansion for household. So yes, this is the perfect way to start. It's one, if you want physical books, of course. It's 120, and it's the two main books that you need to play. So you will have all the character options, all the enemies, all the contract, which are the magical powers of household. You will have all the locations, all the levels, and the possibility to level up your character. That's the best way to start with the garden as well. Then we have something weird, some on the side, which is the figure painter, and the figure painter goes for 80 euros, and it's basically this box of minis that will also be available as an add-on, with 30 figures from the saga of the Fragile Piece and all the new books in PDF. So if you miss the miniature in the first campaign and you only care about the PDF and the minis, this is a pledge that made especially for you. If you
Yes.
want anything in physical format and the minis, you can add them as an add-on. So it's this pledge was made specifically by popular demand by people who only care about the PDF but still also wanted the minis, and so it was hard to yeah. Moving on to the higher pledge levels, we have the return of the Mouse Rider pledge. This is everything that is currently on retail from the first household. So we have the big Opera Omnia box from Household Volume 1 and the magnetic box and the 3 books,
Yeah.
and the screen, and of course the household dice, the original household dice, and the map of the house made by Fabio Porfidia.
With a guide.
Show the
And
screen.
the screen.
To answer Andrea, yes, the minis book cover is the same dimension as the boxes, the box for the books.
Yeah, it's the same. So this is 175, against in retail, this would be 190, I
Yes.
believe. So it's around 10% cheaper, and also it got the free box, which is not available normally in retail. 175 for this. And then moving on to the higher pledge levels with the physical stretch goal and all that kind of stuff, we have the Garden Hero. This is also at 175, and this will also feature all the physical stretch goal that we might unlock. We have the new big box, same height, same width, the same box as the purple one. We have the 2 books. We have the
A white Perfidia appeared.
Oh,
By I Master
hi.
Perfidia.
Hey,
We have
Perfidia is the author of the maps. Say hi to
let's be
what?
Fabio Perfidia is here in the chat, and he is the author of this wonderful map and the map that you will find for the garden. So big hug to Fabio. Ciao Fabio. And in this pledge you will also find a new season screen with all the rules for the different seasons of the year, and the new green and gold garden dice, everything in PDF, all the physical and digital stretch goal, and the new garden map by Fabio Perfidia. So this is the new all-in. If you already have everything about Household and you want everything from this campaign, 175 Garden Hero, that's everything that we will do. If we unlock something, it's going to be in the Garden Hero.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we are more than 100 people on YouTube and 255 on Backerkit. It's insane. Thank you guys for being here. Can you buy the map of the house separately? The map of the house is sold together with the season screen.
Yes.
It's €50 add-on, the season screen and the map of the garden.
Because in the narrator, in the original narrator screen, you will find the map of the house. In the season screen, you will find the map of the garden.
Yes. And moving on, the last pledge level is the Household Hero. And this is basically the Garden Hero plus the Mouse Rider plus the deck of aces, the household deck of aces, which will also be available as add-on. So here are the aces made by the original aces made by Daniela, and yeah, so that's everything from the everything that you can find in this campaign. Every item that you can find in this campaign is part of the Household Heroes, and of course everything we will unlock will go in the Household Hero. This is the higher pledge level and it's 325, so it's much cheaper than the sum of the element, and of course much cheaper than what you will find on retail. That's the best value for money, and it's the pledge that we did for collectors who are just finding out about Household but still want to grab everything. Do we have any questions, Simone? It's
Awesome. Yes, you are right. There won't be any new minis. And speaking about stretch goals, we will show now some previews. You can expect something.
Yeah.
We like to tease you about the future stretch goal. Does the campaign buy? No, in this campaign you won't be able to buy the 5th edition conversion for Household. We're just focusing on the original game.
And the reason we are doing that is because the 5th edition is currently available and Household will be delivered much later in 2025, so it's it makes no sense to buy it here. You can buy it the 5e edition of the first of the volume 1, you can buy it on retail, and then in 2025 we will do the conversion of Household volume 2, but we decided to separate it so it gets easier for us to handle the
Yes,
the
and
work.
of course Fabrizio, yes, every big bundle like every Over Omnia, Mouse Rider has all the PDFs inside, of course, of all the books you find.
Yeah, there's a humble bundle, a bundle of holding.
Yes, there are bundle holding on the entire household collection. So you have the volume one, the saga of the fragile piece, and the practical guide to living inside the house. Currently in the bundle of holding.
Bundle of holding. Sorry. Um,
I miss.
12 minutes to go. Maybe it's time to talk about the stretch goals.
Okay.
Yes, because we are like 10 minutes
About.
before launch. So yeah, we were worried, guys, before this. What? It's 1 hour, a lot of time. What we would do?
But
Time flies when one enjoys.
Speaking of stretch goal, the first two stretch goal are digital stretch. I don't know how to say, are content stretch goals. So no physical stuff for the first two stretch goals, but it's just something more that we will add to the game, and it's something that the first one is a weapon. It's a spicy weapon that we were unsure if we should put on household. In the end, we decided let's do it. Let's put it on household.
It's too much fun.
As a stretch goal. So we'll see. If we unlock it, we unlock it. And then we got fond of this weapon. And the more we thought about it, the more we liked the weapon. So we decided to put it as the very first stretch goal. So we were sure to unlock it. Yes, it's
a chili pepper. One Jay asked if the weapon.
It's spicy.
But it's an interesting weapon.
And the second stretch goal that we will reveal is a new vocation for a specific profession, and that's something that we are going to do. We are going to do as stretch goal 3 additional vocation for each profession. Hopefully, we'll see if we. Let's start by saying that in Household Volume 2, as it is, there is already a new profession and there is already 3 new outside vocation, we call them, for the existing profession. So there is already 3 new vocation for hunter, 3 new vocation for soldiers, and we'll see if we can unlock 3 more for every profession. And since there is no way to actually portray a vocation per se, we decided with Daniela and Simone to use this unlock as a way to introduce you to some cool character from a saga of the long winter, character who of course embodies one of the vocation that we are unlocking. So that's the idea. So starting from starting from the weapon. Can I reveal?
Yes, it's time.
10
Less than 10 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
So, first stretch goal, 20,000 euros. The pepper box and the salt box. It's spice, it's a spicy weapon. You can't argue with my logic.
It's actually spicy weapon.
It's actually
Sì, lo dico qua per gli italiani, sono la pepper box e la salt box, sono esattamente quello che sembrano, cioè una pistola caricata a sale con tanto di macinino che adesso Rico ci andrà a spiegare bene, e un'altra pistola invece leggermente più mortale, ecco, diciamo.
So basically, the pepper box is to kill, the salt box is to catch them alive.
Yes.
That's the whole idea. And this weapon will give you a chance to shoot 6 times before reloading, thanks to the rolling barrels. Also, you will not actually reloading this weapon. You will be grinding this weapon.
Yes.
Because you need fresh spice to shoot. Otherwise, they will catch too much humidity. So you'll have to, each time you shoot, you will have to grind.
I'm gonna wait for the coffee box
Yeah.
and the chili pepper
Dice Rico,
box.
for Lemon, yes, the third person that you are seeing, not in real life, is Daniela Giubellini, the last of the 2 little mice, and the main artist of everything. We do it in the past. Per gli italiani sì, come dice Rico, è un'arma che permette di sparare ben 6 volte prima di essere ricaricata, ma non va propriamente ricaricata quanto macinato con l'apposito macinino prima di riutilizzarla nuovamente.
And then a character.
For fire damage. Subito perso di sé.
You know, endless possibilities. And then at 40, we will unlock 3 new vocation for the hunter. Hunter is a very outsidey profession, of course. And hunters on the outside are pretty different from hunters on the inside, because already if you are a hunter inside the house, you are at the very bottom of the food chain. But if you are a hunter in the garden, you are outside of the food chain. You are too small for everyone.
You are not even considered. The colossal beasts are slightly bothered by your presence.
And so the character that we presented here, she is Fandango, I don't know, in Italian, and I believe also in Spanish is called Fandango.
But we will call them Fandango.
And in English I believe it's Fandango. I don't know how do you pronounce, but it's wrong anyway. It's Fandango.
Meno di 6 minuti, less than 5 minutes.
So Fandango is a stranger. Is the perfect embodiment of a stranger, which is one of the 3 new vocation for the hunter. And so we decided to, what could represent a stranger better than a lock-in? A lock-in is someone who lives inside the house. Outsiders lived outside, lock-ins live inside. And so Maria Rosa Fandango is a bounty hunter from La Escalera, which is a staircase in the basement of the house.
Yes.
So she's Haslua hunter. She will be one of the 24 pre-made characters you will find inside the Saga of the Long Winter, and you'll soon hopefully see the full art for Fandango. Very cool character.
I really love her.
Yeah, it's
Maria Rosa.
Yeah, it's on another level. It's definitely something else.
5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I know that already some mentioned that in House of Volume 1 we had Bismillah, and in House of Volume 2 we have Fandango, and I can assure you that it's not over. Wait for House of Volume 3, but it's
I know.
Simone knows, and it's
I don't know everything about Household. In fact, I know a little more of what you know about the Household lore. Just Rico and Daniela that are constantly chit-chatting about the future, but I know that little bit.
But Simone knows about the frog, and soon enough all of you will know about the frog.
There will be when you will see the frog, you will understand the depth of the total madness that Household is. You are just scratching the surface. There will be after frog, before frog, and after frog. And 2 eras of Household.
It will change the way you see a Household when you know about the frog.
Yes, Andrea, there will be recurring characters from the Fragile piece. I don't know if we already told what will be. Not every one of them, like a dozen, more or less. We will reveal who is actually outside and who is, sane enough to not go outside.
Right now, we have confirmed that we will find outside Gwen Summers. Now with short hairs. Short hairs.
Time for short hairs.
We will find
Humphrey
Lockwood. We will find Santiago Villar with only one eye. We don't know why, but he has an eye patch. Santiago Villar, and then these are the only one we confirmed. And then we already say that we will not find any of the animal handlers. That's the only,
Yeah.
I believe, the only profession. All the animal handlers will remain inside the house because they have inside the animals, so that makes sense. And
They
all the
all
other
have
profession
jobs.
you will see.
I like Santiago and Alfred.
We also won't find some of the character, but we found someone that is bound.
Yeah.
I won't say anything else, okay? Okay? That's
Daniela
it.
is worse than me. 3 minutes to go. I believe.
It's remaining just
2 minutes and 40. There's 280 people.
180 people here with us,
It's
suffering like it,
Hi,
like
guys.
it should before the launch
Oh,
of this
Thank you for
Red
being.
Lady
Thank you, guys.
campaign.
Thank you really for being here.
It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, Daniela is our Tom Holland.
No, that's not true. That's the only time.
Any chance they will get a bow weapon or something apart from crossbow? I don't know. I must say
chance
this
for-
one of the things I don't.
Bow, yes,
I-
yes, because with
They
the
use-
since we have in the backyard we have the Shinigami, and the Shinigami are kind of Japanese inspired. It made sense for us to bring back more modern, more efficient version of the longbows, and so this is something that you will find outside the house as a much more silent, much more
It's useful.
also
for-
powerful kind of weapon. You will find very long bows, I believe.
Also very useful to shooting messages or signals, because you know that we keep saying that when you are outside, you really surviving is your main concern. Not winning fights, but avoiding it and surviving are main. 1 minute.
1 minute and 10 seconds to go.
Oof.
Guys, this is the end of this live stream. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Daniela, for being with us for this live stream. And we'll see you on the other side. Let's see how this new adventure in the garden goes. 50 seconds to go. Thank you very much. Please know there is a Discord server at the very end of the campaign. You will find a link to the Discord server. Click on the link and join the Discord server, join the hype train, come with us, talk with us, do all your questions, and we will try to answer. It's 25 seconds to go. Simone, do you want to say something? Daniel, you want to say something before we go? 14, 13.
Augurateci buona fortuna.
Okay. Wish us luck.
Wish us
I love
luck.
you.
Thank you, guys. With 5 seconds to go, we salute you and we'll see you on the other side. Bye, guys.
The garden. Some call it the outer or endless green. Some see it as a harsh, inhospitable land. And some call it the last bastion of freedom. Some strive to conquer it. Poor souls. The truth is, nothing out there is like it is on the inside. And it is all immeasurably vast. Too vast, even. And yet, if you know where to look, you can maybe find yourself. How am I so sure about this? Simple enough. I've seen it. Household, Volume 2. Welcome to the garden.